Welcome back to another edition of the Burgundy Breakdown. Jayden Daniels is out for the season. Can Washington play spoiler versus Philly? And much more to come on our thoughts. And Reedie is officially back full time here. No more football for me. So I'm locked in and much more with Juan, Jon, and Z. The Burgundy Breakdown starts now.
What's up? What's up?
What up? One you muted.
I literally looked at this thing and clicked.
Reedie muted too.
I literally clicked unmute and it's okay. Unc is back, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my man Reedie for coming back. Hey Reed, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you, you got warm back up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what? Who's on the buttons tonight? Oh my God. Reedie don't need to warm nothing up. What?
We 1 minute in,
Hey,
bro.
wow.
Where is it?
1 minute in, bro. But
wow.
I'm trying to say,
Even
what I'm trying to say before I was rudely interrupted. You know what I'm saying? My man Reedie gotta get back in the groove of things. Cause you know what I'm saying? It felt like you was reading off a teleprompter.
I definitely was reading off the screen.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
At least he honest.
I was reading off the screen, bro. I said, what's the you ain't peeped me say before we went live? What's the title?
Go with it.
I ain't had shit. I don't got nothing off the dome. I'm like shit. I'm in preseason mode all over again. I'm
only saying that because Unc, this what Unc do. That's what he got his degree in, and he sent us a little movie clip to study a while back. You know,
I'm telling you.
Professional in this.
But what's up, fellas, man? What's up, man? How y'all been, man? I jumped on a little bit last week. I seen y'all had a good conversation when I was down in Florida. How was it going?
I'll be lying to you if I say good. I mean, we won, but
a win is a win. Ain't that what they say?
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, at what cost?
John's already at mock draft 2.0. So that should tell you what
where's the mock draft at? Because I ain't seen nothing Burgundy Breakdown related draft posts.
No, I'm saving it here.
I want you to save it,
John. You might start talking about them now. Yeah, go ahead and post your October, the one you had back in October.
We got news today. Jeremiah Love has entered the chat, going to enter the NFL draft. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
Yep, and his running mate in Jadarian Price. So both are naming
on these streets, man.
It is. Popular name in Commander's country.
I look at it like this. My whole mindset after Jayden Daniels got hurt again. I was like, look, I know we need so many things, but I'm all for protecting them. So I don't give a hell if they draft a guard. If they trade back and draft a guard, I don't care because I'm not trying to have another year in which Five has these unfortunate injuries. Obviously, I was being a little facetious.
Injuries ain't come from the line. The injuries come from him.
No, they do.
Some of it came from the line.
They do.
I mean, because on the if you really want to be technical, we can go all the way back to week 2 in the Green Bay Packers when he's running away, looking away from Micah Parsons, laughing, giggling and shit like he always does.
Yeah,
if he doesn't do that, and he's just paying attention to his surroundings. He maybe doesn't get hurt.
You're not wrong.
The hamstring he was scrambling and the elbow.
The elbow. The re-injury of the elbow, you threw a pick. I mean, so that's okay. You trying to go make a tackle, so I give you a pass on that. But the elbow, from what they said, he shouldn't even been doing that. That was not the play call. No. So he's ad-libbing. So we cannot sit here and blame it on the offensive line. But that's a good point.
Granted, that elbow one was kind of a freak because he goes to brace himself like most of us would when we fall and just happens to bend it the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I was being a little facetious with it because I was being in the moment in my feelings because he keeps getting hurt. But if we look at it hindsight, which this is the perfect time to reflect on his season, this leads us into our lead story, really him being out for the rest of the year. Like, if we're being honest, it's just unfortunate. Like, it's not nothing that you can prepare for. That's why when people try to compare him to RG3, and I'm so glad RG3 actually came out and said, nah, it's totally different. Like, his injuries are something that it just happens, right? Like, of course, you look at the week 2 one. Is it preventable? Yeah, of course. But I mean, let's be freaking for real. Like, we're human. He's human. If Micah Parsons chasing me, I might. I know I probably shouldn't look back. Obviously, like, of course, look forward. But like, shit, Micah Parsons, where you at? Like, you close, you know. It's just, you know. And then the hamstring one, like, that's just.
Out. I said full time out. Go ahead. Where's my man at? My man that be in the chat that always be catching everything. He ain't on
Where's
yet.
Mike at?
Where's my man Mike?
Looking back and
Juan is
there.
crazy.
Oh my, come on.
Oh my god.
I didn't peep that, but damn.
I didn't.
Hey, bro, somebody give Juan some Cialis or something. He's pulling his shit on the damn Burgundy Breakdown. Man. God, hey Juan, go ahead. Go ahead, get on the internet, Juan. Go ahead.
Bro, come on, man. I ain't even think about it like this. Okay.
Hey, look. When y'all pause, when y'all get me, I don't be thinking about it either. I just be talking. Y'all be on it.
But nah. So like again, yeah, his injuries are unfortunate. You know, you can say they're preventable, but at the end of the day, I think it's just an unfortunate year for him. I think this is something that, you know, should have been happening. I mean, after the Seattle game, we always kind of like, man, shut him down for the rest of the year because we could see where this season was going. But you could slightly say it was still too early to shut him down at that point. But look, I'm all for 26. I don't think this is indicative of who he is. I mean, you know, JP Finley put out the note right yesterday that in the 4 games in which he actually completed, he was damn good, or at least solid, I should say. Had 7 touchdowns to just 2 turnovers, right? And those 2 turnovers came in one game, the Chicago game, the fumble and the interception in the first quarter, which it wasn't a bad pass. He just was late. Debo was open, you know, and a 2-2 overall record. So again, I think 5 is still that guy. I have not wavered. I have not lost faith in him or who he is. I think he's going to come back and have a much better third year. And I just look at this year as a wash and just, you know, unfortunate. Like it happens, right? We got bit by the injury reaper. Whatever we did, whatever we're paying for, hopefully we've paid enough for it for the next, I don't know how long, bro. I don't want to go through this kind of season ever again.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it was an outlier year, you know, as far as injuries and things of that nature. But I feel like, you know, this is a good thing. I've been calling for them to, you know, put him on the shelf since the last injury, and I'm glad that they did, given the injuries that's happened around the league with Micah Parsons and others. So, you know, Mahomes tearing his ACL. So I think that just, you know, gives us a reason to want to put him on, like sit him, because it's like we're playing for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it means nothing. He's still out there. He's practicing. I saw that he practiced. So he's still getting reps in practice. He's still getting the game plan. He's still around the guys. He's still throwing. He's still training. So I'll take that. For as far as his development, it don't necessarily have to be in live game action. It's just doing the things that you need to do. And to caveat on what Juan said, that's absolutely correct as far as his stat line. You know, we talk about the sophomore slump. He really didn't he did his job. I think it was 3 total turnovers. He has 2 interceptions and then the 1 lost fumble. And then, you know, his yardage when he was in there. So I think he did pretty well, given the amount of games that he played and things of that nature. I think that we just need to surround him with more weapons. Like I always say every year, we need more weapons. So if we're going to go and re-sign Debo, bring him back. Terry's back in the fold. We need another receiver. I don't know who it's going to be. We need another running back. I'm hearing about the running back from Tampa Bay, played with him at Arizona State, is wanting to play with him. The so-called news or whatever, but we just need more weapons. And I know he leads the league and is at the top of the league when it comes to pass catching. He is compared to like what Austin Eckler did in this offense. So if that's the case, I'm here for it. And I think we just need to get younger and faster on the defensive side of the ball. and go from there. Like, solidify the offensive line. I think Chris Paul did a great job this year. When he took over for Brandon Coleman, you bring him back a Laramie Tunsil. You come back with a Biadasz, which is, I think he's going to be on his last year of his deal. You still got Cosme, who we re-signed last year, and then we got the rookie, which will be a sophomore next year. And what's his name?
Bill?
No, the tackle.
Connolly.
Connolly Jr. Connolly Jr. I think he's going to improve, and we just got to get bigger, faster, stronger, all the way across the board, and younger. And I think we'll be good. So this is a good thing, in my eyes. Getting him ready, and I don't think it's a sophomore slump by no means.
No, not a slump at all. Like, and when you look at his stats overall, even when he hasn't finished games, what is it? Just under 2,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks on the total year. Another 300 yards on the ground, and like 2 touchdowns through the ground. So I think it's an 11-3 touchdown interception ratio with a few like fumbles and 1 lost. For the games he's completed, he's 2-2. For the games he's started, I want to say he's 3-7 across that timeline. Like, do injuries suck? Yes. It's a part of the game. Yes. I wouldn't call it a slump at all. Problem is he can't control when half of his defense gets injured, when half of his weapons get injured, and more of them get injured from last game. Part of it's coaching, part of it's players, part of it is just the overall roster construction. We've been looking forward to 2026 since before the Seattle game. I said shut him down. I think week 9. It's unfortunate it took this long, and the fact they still refuse to put him on IR just boggles me.
I don't necessarily think it's coaching. I think me and Z had this debate before you go, Z, about that. I think Cliff has done a good job, but I also go back to, if you got injuries, the injuries that we had with your skill position players, like, how can you really get into an effective mixed play calling as a play caller? You don't have your weapons. You're in the offseason. You put together your roster for these specific guys. I get it that you're always making different plans and stuff like that. You have to adapt. I get that part. But you know what I'm saying? If he's banking on having these specific guys when he did his play construction and things of that nature, then you take those guys away. It's like, he's working with shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys aren't like top guys. That's why I'm happy to see a Treylon Burks, if what he can do over these next 3 games, or Ben Sinnott, what he can do over these next 3 games, because we need to see what we really have.
No, I meant more defense, because whatever the offense sputters, the defense just completely folds like fresh laundry. Like, no, I agree. Offense hasn't been the primary issue, and I agree. When you take away Eckler, when you take away Taylor out the season, no Brown for pretty much the whole season, you're gonna lose your offensive creativity. And when defense can't give you nothing but a 10-second break, hey, let me get a sip of water. All right, I'll be right back. Then I completely get it. But I think at the end of the day, I think Juan, you put it in the group chat, and then I'll let you talk about it. This has been, when you come to play-by-play snap count, as balanced I've ever seen an offense, especially here in Washington.
All right.
We not trying to hit that shit. Look at this man.
He woke up for that.
Speaking about this play-by-play thing. All right. So Juan woke up 8 o'clock this morning, sending out a text about Cliff having like 409 rushing yards. Rushing plays to like 409 passing attempts and whatever. And he's calling it a balanced offense. When I did my research, the quarterback accounts for 107 of those carries. So then you breaking that down to like 300 and some carries. 300 like different. Well, yeah, rushes versus the 400 passes in a sense. Because a lot of the quarterback is off schedule, which typically probably would have been pass plays because there's been a lot of scrambling. But also, he did have his quarterback design runs here and there, so I kind of give him that. But a majority of it was scrambles. And then on the flip side of it too, we've sat and watched the games and seen the imbalance in his offense, and a lot of times we getting blown out, losing 31-0, losing by 21, like 3 or 4 straight games. So a lot of times it's garbage time rushing. So I look at that when you sent it, and I was quiet right before we got on. I kind of was like, let me figure out how I'm gonna respond to one, because I know you're gonna bring it up. And John brought it up for you. So that's my response, bro. Like, that shit is fake news. I mean, I get it. The numbers match, but if you really look at what's been going on, like, it ain't balanced, bro. We know it. And you're on mute, so before you respond.
Before he go, I want to address that. I don't think it's fake news, like, because what running backs do we have that's just screaming, give me the ball 30 times a game?
No, I mean, the argument is that it's fake news because the argument is that it's a balanced offense, and it's not. That's my argument. Straight up, it ain't.
So apparently what I'm hearing, chat, is men lie, women lie, and apparently numbers lie. Because
if any of us sit here and know and watch our games down to the T, and from just sitting above all of us talking, Juan, I know you dissect this shit left and right, so you know what I'm saying is true. Watching them games, you be remembering that shit like the back of your hand.
That is a good point, though, as far as the quarterback runs is 100 and something runs.
It's 100 and something, 107.
Yeah,
you back on
in terms
mute.
of like the
I feel you. I mean, I feel it. Look, okay, I can say that. And I said that. I kind of alluded to that off air. I was like, look, you can go ahead, Reedie. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was about to say, but I'll wait.
Look, I kind of alluded to what you were saying, Z. Off air. I was like, yeah, look, I'm backing up the numbers kind of to prove, like, yeah, the offense has been balanced, but you also can hold them to the same, or you can hold them accountable and say, look, okay, statistically and number wise, yes, they are balanced, but it's about the situation. Like, it's about the effectiveness. Yeah, we can have 400 to 400, but like, when are you calling them run plays? Just because the numbers are the same don't mean that you call in the run plays consistently. That run play that you called in the first quarter, you probably would have went back to it, you know what I'm saying, in the third quarter, but the numbers ain't going to tell you that. So I kind of get that point of it, but I'm kind of more so defending Cliff in the long run in terms of like next year. I really don't see no reason to let him go because you're opening up another issue that doesn't need to be opened up in terms of, okay, you let go of Cliff. Now we got to find us a new offensive coordinator. Now Jayden's going to have to adapt to another playbook when it's like, just let him finish out his last year. Because, again, I told you, I think regardless, he's going to be gone next year. And we've already seen that this season he already alluded to it. Like, Jayden and Cliff are repetition junkies. Like, they need reps. They need to sit down and actually have time to game plan. And he said, look, we was never able to get into a rhythm this year. You know what I mean? And of course, that's no excuse, really to defend him. But at the same time, it is, because it's like, you go, like Reedie was saying, we went into this season expecting to game plan for Debo, expecting to game plan for Terry and Jayden Daniels and Bill and our starting unit. This man had to change all of that and use Chris Moore as his number one receiver. We were getting hyped about Chris Moore making plays versus Chicago. He wouldn't even sniff the field had we been healthy for part of the season. I'm not even going to say the whole season, but half of the season, because injuries happen. So, no, he hasn't been perfect. But I feel like the overall hate for Cliff is not hate, but just overall being fed up with him is kind of overblown, because I'll be able to truly see what this offense would have been had we had the right pieces. Because not to continue to drag on, but as Reedie said, this offensive line I think is sneakily one of the best in the league. Especially with Laramie Tunsil getting his contract extension, Connolly having another year of experience. Chris Paul came in and put a stranglehold on the left guard position. Cosme's going to have a full year next year, finally. So I'm riding with Cliff just for the simple fact that I don't want to start anew just yet, honestly, until next year. Because that's a large enough sample size. You got 3 years at that point. And if he does this shit again next year, okay, move on from him. But you can't say he was. And I know you weren't directly saying it, but a lot of fans call it what it is, are wishy-washy. They're in the moment. They're prisoners of the moment. When Cliff is doing good, oh my God, Cliff dialing that shit up, blah blah blah. Then when Cliff has a bad game,
last year.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Now Cliff has a bad year or bad game. Oh, he need to go. So it's like, okay, say this is 1-1. He had a good year, he had a bad year. Now let's see what the third year provides. And if he has another year like this, all right, you go. If he has a good year, he's going to be gone. He's going to be a head coach.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same as apples and oranges as it is to when we say that Joe Witt Jr. should have been gone. Joe Witt Jr. should have been gone last year. He did shit last year. The same things we were talking about last year that kind of got disguised because we were winning. And Jayden kind of was taking over games. It's not the same as for Cliff. So the argument that he needs to be fired is, to me, that's a mute point. It doesn't even make sense. You know, you didn't have your offense for real most of the year, and then we did have a rusher. Bill rushed for almost 700 yards this season. So like when I'm real tough on Bill, and I was telling Z the other day, I'm like, well, damn, like that's a good season. He got like 6 touchdowns, almost 700 yards, and he still got 3 games. He got 690 some yards, and he got 3 games left. So we don't know what he's going to do for them 3 games. He could be close to almost 1,000 yards.
646 and like 5 touchdowns. Something like that.
No, it's
646 and 5.
Yeah, 646, 4.5 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns.
Only in 14 games too. He
receptions.
hasn't played all the games.
And he only got 143 carries. And then if we look at the offensive rankings, we're ranked 18th in the league. We're just under 46 we got 40 almost 4,600 total yards. If you look at the numbers, realistically, the Dallas Cowboys lead the league and they got us by 1,500 yards. So 1,500 yards total yardage and stuff like that for offense, I don't think that's that significant from 1 to 18. 1,500 yards. And I think if we had our players, hence a Noah Brown, hence a Terry McLaurin for the whole year, a healthy, everybody healthy, I think we would have did more. Jayden Daniels on the field more. We would have did more.
I agree. I think, look, and let me address these comments. Right, I am not on Cliff Kingsbury's payroll. If I was on his payroll, you would know. Let me just say that. And then to Asia's comment about do we watch I watch the whole league, so I watch everybody. So yes, and I'm not saying that to say I don't agree with you saying that this offensive scheme is like other teams' offensive schemes aren't better. But to your point about last year, we were winning games on final possessions with Jayden doing some Mahomes level type stuff. True, but put it into its full proper context. We weren't winning games solely on the last possession because of just Jayden and the offense, finding things out on their own. The defense put us in vulnerable situations to have to do that. There were times where Cliff and this offense put us out in front in leads and gave us opportunities to put this defense and give them cushion last year and, help out the defense offensively without Cliff Kingsbury game plan, without Jayden Daniels being good. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even been in those positions to start with, but we were. And the defense was horrible last year, just like this year. So to Reedie's point, if there's anybody that should have been gone last year or this year, it should have been Joe Witt Jr. Because if we go back to last year, chat and fellas up here, you can remind me and you can try to look back to last year. Look at those games that we won. The one that comes close to my mind is the Philly game. The last Philly game, I say the defense, we turned the ball over 5 times offensively, and that wasn't Jayden's best game. You know what I'm saying? But we still found ways to win. And you can say, yeah, Jayden found, he did his thing, but you got to give Cliff Kingsbury credit for his way to stay resilient in that game and find ways to exploit that number 1 ranked defense at the time last year. And matter of fact, let me not to just continue on and like prolong, but I actually want to look back at that schedule that we had last year just to kind of get a refresher. Because I go to the playoffs in Detroit last year, right? We gave up 31 points defensively. You know what I'm saying? We came up with key stops, key turnovers. That was the biggest reason why we were able to find ways to put up 45 points and win. But everybody was giving Cliff his credit. Cliff was in his bag during that game. Cliff was doing this. Cliff was doing that. But again, this year it's totally different to you all, and it's because of again the results. I personally think the injuries. Yes, it's the injuries and the result. Like yes, so. Just to look at last year, technically, just to go back to it, okay? So we won the game versus the Falcons. Obviously, remember that game, week 17, that was to go to the playoffs. Jayden did some magical-ish, as Asia's alluding to. But if you go back, if you remember that game, Bijan Robinson killed us. He him and Kyle Pitts single-handedly killed us. Michael Penix had his best game ever as an NFL player to this point. Is that on Cliff Kingsbury? Cliff Kingsbury and Jayden Daniels mustered up 30 points that game. So of course you can say again, Jayden did this, Jayden did that, but you have to give Cliff his credit for scheming up the offense last year because again, Taylor Britton of the Bengals said it. He said, yeah, it's just a college offense. They don't ask Jayden Daniels to do too much. He get the ball out of his hands quickly. They were talking about Cliff Kingsbury scheming it up for him. Look at that Titans game. I know the Titans was horrible last year, but they had the number 2 passing defense last year. We shredded them. I was at that game. It was cold as shit. I remember it up close and personal. I personally say that Steelers game, even though we lost, you know what I'm saying? Even though we lost, I felt like offensively we did enough. Even though Jayden personally missed Luke McCaffrey across the middle, that would have ended the game. And John Bates ended up fumbling in that game. And we just did some stupid shit
on the first down.
Yeah, and we were up 14-3 at that point, or 14-0 to start that game. That was offense. So essentially, what I'm saying, me and Reedie seem to be on the same page.
Game too. We lost.
Yeah,
that's what game we talking about. The Steelers game.
Me and Reedie seem to be on the same page where it's like I'm not telling you Cliff has been perfect, but what I'm saying, like to Asia and everyone else that wants to run him out of town, I personally just say give him one more year to where he has his unit. Like Asia, I'm gonna be honest with you. Had we been healthy and we look like how we do to an extent, I would be like, okay, maybe you're right. But he's throwing to Chris Moore, Treylon Burks, Chosen Anderson, Jayden Daniels is in and out of the lineup, things of that nature. And then the better argument probably would be is why does it feel like he game plans better for Marcus Mariota than Jayden Daniels? That is an argument that I think we should be having, is because that's more glaring than what we're talking about, if we're being honest.
And if we're really being honest, we're in 22 and 23 personnel a lot of the times because we're masking for the lack of backs that can block. We're masking for rookies on our offensive line that need help. So you got the tight ends in there, you bringing in the extra blockers and stuff like that to do this, because we really can't run the ball if we barely can run it with them in there. So that if you take them off the field, everybody wants to be in 11 personnel, 12 personnel and spread it out and throw this and throw that. How? We don't have the bodies. Who's your third receiver? They ain't been on the field.
Exactly.
Terry's the number 1, Debo's the number 2. Who's the third receiver? Noah Brown, he's not on the field. So how you going 11 personnel? How you going 12 personnel? Who are your backs? Make it make sense from a football standpoint when we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about scheme and this and that. He's doing the best he can do with what the bodies he has. So I agree with Juan. I'm just saying, give him another year. Now, if it's the same shit next year, then get his ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But he definitely, bro, we cannot lie. We was not saying this shit last year. We was not.
Look, Asia said she wanted them gone last year. And okay, to that point, if you were like the only one to say we wanted them gone last year. Okay, cool.
What is it about the scheme that you don't like? As far as what? Shots? What is it? Running the ball? Like, what is it?
So what she's saying is like she doesn't think we were. She's like Z. They don't think we run the ball enough. But here's what I'll say to that.
Sorry ass running backs. Like,
look, and that's what I was about to say. Like
you want to run the ball with these sorry ass running backs? Like, we keep crowning these running backs. I hate to say it, Z. Bill wasn't the answer. You thought he was.
And that's what I was going to allude to. Like, Asia made the point that
answer.
We don't run the ball enough, but yeah,
we act like we got like backs that really can flat out do it or something. I can say we had Alvin Kamara or somebody in the backfield, or Saquon, or a Bucky Irvin, or even a Trayvon Henderson, or somebody, one of these rookies that we wanted to get last year. If we had them, then I think we could have ran the ball a little bit better. And then the offensive line was shaky. They've improved and they've gotten better, but how you running the ball? Like, you just want to just give the ball, run the ball, and they ain't producing no yards. What coach are you? Because if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm not sticking with that shit and it ain't producing. You wasting downs.
Preach, man. I'm telling you.
Make that shit make sense.
Because the Chargers game,
I always want to say run the ball. It's easy to say running the ball, but we running the ball and that shit ain't hitting. So of course I'm gonna get about that shit.
Come on, you preaching right now.
Everybody play Madden here, right? And when you running the ball, that shit ain't producing and the pass is producing, you gonna stick with the fucking pass. Exactly. I gotta remind myself sometimes in the game, Reedie run the ball. Reedie run the ball, keep him off balance. I get it, but I'm just saying the shit don't work, don't add up sometimes.
In the games in which they did work, he did run the ball. The Chargers game, Bill literally was the MVP because he stuck to the run. But let's talk about it if we're going to talk. Y'all talk about Bill should have had more courage. Bill should have had more courage. They stuck with Chris Rodriguez for a reason because he was the better back, one. And two, Bill was doing some shit that made them not want to play him anymore, i.e. not being good in the blocking game. That's a big point of being a running back. He couldn't block. He was missing glaring holes in cutback lanes that were there. Being a rookie, so I'm not harping on Bill. He didn't play last year in this final season in college. We understand that, but that's a reason why they probably went away from the run game. And then to just go like into the who Cliff is at heart. If we're being technical, we're asking Cliff to be somebody that he's not. At his heart, he wants to pass the ball 40, 50 times. That's what he does. That's what he do.
It comes from the air raid concepts.
So if you want to be technical, you should have been questioning the signing and the hiring back when we first got him, because at his core, he wants to pass the ball. So that's what he's always going to go back to, because that's what he's comfortable doing.
But this is the kicker right here, Juan. Cliff ain't even the run game coordinator. It's Anthony Lynn. He puts all of the runs in. He's the running back coach. He's making the subs. So everybody want to be mad and say, "Oh, they're taking C-Rod out. He's running. He's the next coming of fucking Derrick Henry." But the running back coach, which is was a proven offensive coordinator in this league and a head coach in this league, is pulling the strings on that. So we just going to sit here and blame it all on Cliff. Oh, it's Cliff. Cliff is calling. If anybody knows about football, and I'm not even trying to make it seem like people don't know about football, but the offensive coordinator in the game, he's going off of the personnel that's in the game. He's calling plays for that. They're sending in the personnel groupings for particular plays based off of who's in the game. He'll call plays for those particular, personnel groupings. Yeah, he can say, okay, yeah, put such and such back in the game or whomever, however, but that's on the position coaches to make those subs. Yeah. So that ain't on Cliff about the running game. He ain't scheming together the run game. He ain't scheming together the blocking for that.
We could have kept EB for all that. No, see that y'all disrespecting Cliff now. Y'all are disrespecting Cliff now. At least
EB is like run game coach for Chicago. Stop it.
At least Cliff don't make grown men take their hat off and meet him.
Yeah, he can't override. I'm not saying that he can't override, but yeah, we don't. We make statements, and not just you, Asia, but I'm saying as fans, we make statements about players and because we like them or whomever. It seems like they're doing good in the moment, but we don't know what they did all week in practice. We don't know what they're putting on film and this, that, and the third. Why they're not playing. Like the Bill dilemma or whatever, we were trying to figure out like what's going on with Bill. He should be in more, blah, blah, blah. Clearly he couldn't get it done. He wasn't doing it in fucking walkthroughs. He wasn't doing it in 11 on 11, 7 on 7 or whatever. So that's why they went other places. Not saying that he can't run the ball, but he's young. So he may not have some of the techniques that they want him to play at this time. He may not be the guy this year. Not saying he's not going to develop into the guy. I hope he does develop into a number one back for us. That's great for us. But I'm just saying at this particular moment in this season, he wasn't the guy.
Yep.
But I'm going to shut up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Z. What you got?
Letting y'all cook.
No, go ahead. I want you to cook.
Yeah.
Go ahead, cook.
I just threw up. That shit nasty.
Wow.
I'm only saying that because I know you about to diss my man Cliff, man.
Nah, I'm not about to diss him.
You know what I'm saying is right, though, bro.
Nah, it's not even.
You know what I'm saying is right.
You said a lot, and I was trying to remember exactly what I was going to address, but from an overall standpoint, it's just again like. I'm not saying, and I know y'all said you're not just necessarily talking about me. I'm not saying fire him. I'm saying if he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I do agree with I don't agree with our running backs aren't good enough aspect of it because I mean they've shown us. I mean, yeah, we was in the beginning, we was trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Eckler getting hurt obviously killed whatever plans they had. And you was just kind of stuck with Bill and McNichols and Rodriguez was in and off the practice squad, and they was trying to figure that out. when they figured out that Rodriguez was the lead guy, and then they was featuring Bill and all that, I felt like that was working. I felt like often when the run was working, Cliff just blatantly got away from the run. It's not always when the run ain't successful that he stopped running the ball. He literally did it multiple times this year where it's, C-Rod getting his chunk plays. It was times Bill was only getting like 5 or 6 carries, but he was averaging like 5 yards. So it's like you saying it ain't working, but if you look at these running backs averages, they're high. So it's how is it not?
Not to cut you off, but I'm not talking about the running in a sense. Like a lot of times, sometimes Bill's just running up in there and he's getting a yard or 2 yards. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about overall as a running back, not just as a runner. I'm talking about as a Swiss Army knife running back.
I mean, correct. Now, I get that. I get that. So I kind of lived. Once they came out and was trying to say, he couldn't block, he couldn't catch, I backed off the fact that, okay, he should be the every down back. I lived with that. All right, you're going to make him a situational back, you bring him in, cool. But I'm not even just in this argument. I'm not even just arguing for Bill. I'm saying in C-Rod defense too. He came in and had success. McNichols has had success. Yeah, they not the top, the best of the bunch in the running back room, but we still, y'all saying we got an effective run game. So we still had this quote unquote effective run game. And the average was shown there. I just felt like he still could have ran the ball a little bit more, and I felt like he still could have been better. Like I've been saying, situational downs. You got 3rd and 8, and then you throwing hitches, or like you throwing a slant to Jalen Lane when you got Terry McLaurin standing on the sideline because you subbed him out, or whatever the case may be. It's just I feel like the situational awareness offensively is just like way off. Or if it's 3rd and long and then you throwing a little dink and dunk or whatever, like take shots. Like where's the consistency there overall? So it wasn't even just the run game with me. I felt like overall he could have been better. Now, is it to the point again where he deserves to be fired? I don't necessarily think he is going to get fired, or he should get fired in a sense. But if he did, so the fuck what? Move, go get somebody better and move along. Now I do, I kind of agree with Juan a little bit. I would definitely prefer the continuity, and then, it come back next year and they have a successful offense. But we can't sit here and act like, keep making these excuses. Cliff did the best with what he could have, with what he had. He didn't. He could have done better. We've seen that he could have did better. Did he have a shitty bunch? Yes. Did he dress it up and make it look pretty at moments? Yes. But overall, he could have made it look better, and he didn't. So it's like stop, y'all just saving the shit out of Cliff today, and it's like nah.
That's my man.
Saving him.
I ain't gonna go to that level because Reedie is real quick.
But the Bill
totality of everything, I don't think he's the problem. Me personally.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables. And then another thing with the whole Bill thing too, it's not even like it's not a Z, he ain't the guy you thought it. Like I see, I see what's going on, but you can't act like Younger ain't really our best option as far as running. That's all I'm saying. And he's, as far as somebody that's really gonna be a threat, it's him and McNichols. Him and Rodriguez, like just feature him, run the ball, like see what we got.
Is this another Biz fan, or is this the same one from? I think it's a new Biz fan. Where are they like?
Bear down,
where was y'all at last year? Like y'all be like, bro, y'all
don't be giving that any.
I'm giving it attention because
congratulations.
I'm giving it attention.
Y'all are in the mix right now. Congratulations, bro.
I was just talking to Z about that off air. Like bro, like yeah, like they first round exit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not even trying to hate. If they was like that, oh God, I'd be like, yeah, they got it, bro. But I see through that shit so much, bro. Like,
nah, that's hate, Juan. They balling, bro. They balling.
I'm not hating, bro.
They balling, bro.
Okay, let me just say this. They're finding
still
ways
them,
to
they
win.
balling.
they're finding ways to win, like the Washington Commanders last year. Okay, I'll leave it at that. But when
We were a better team.
Right. So what's the difference with us? We was glazing the shit out of that. So let them cook.
but I'm saying
We had a better quarterback.
Well, we had a better quarterback, and we had some matches. We had some games.
That Caleb Williams shit is fluke, and you know it.
We had some games in there where we actually was
That's
balling.
Facts, that's facts.
Yeah, Ben Johnson definitely has them playing good. Don't get me wrong, but to Reedie's, question or whatever may have you, like we were glazing our team last year, but you can't even really say that because we have games in there where we actually proved ourselves in terms of like games where we actually won by multiple scores. Yeah, you look at their games. Okay, they blew out the Cleveland. Okay, it's Cleveland. Yeah, their most impressive win on their schedule probably is that Philly win, but we know who Philly is. They didn't play Philly from last year. Who did and who won? We beat them last year. So it's like, okay, they're finding ways to win, but like we know the eye test. Eye test tells me they're gone in the first round. Unless they win the NFC North and somebody has to come to Soldier Field, maybe. But bear down, I guess. I ain't even had no smoke. I didn't even have no smoke with the Bears until they started it last year. Had they ain't say nothing to us last year, bro, I probably would have root for them right now. But they started it, bro. So we finishing it. I mean, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Philly wasn't healthy last year when we played them. They had the best defense in the NFL last year, and they forced 5 turnovers and still lost.
And then went on to win the Super Bowl.
So it's like, okay.
It's the reason why defense wins championships. Legitimately.
They got the Packers, 49ers, and Lions. Reedie, this is gonna be their final 3 games is gonna be all you need to know about them. They go 2-1 in that final stretch, I might change my mind. But some tell me they're gonna finish the season on a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck them, Reedie. I mean, Z. I'm
I don't even got nothing to say about them. Yeah, just fuck them.
they just like they start. I hate when people start stuff unprovoked. Like we ain't even do nothing to you. Yeah. We ain't do nothing to you. But Jayden Daniels was just like that, and you were so pissed that Caleb Williams wasn't who y'all thought he was last year. And then even this year, yeah, we lost, but on God, Jayden Daniels outplayed Caleb Williams in that game. I don't care. Yeah, he dropped the ball at the end, blah, blah, blah. But who really? Oh, yeah, bro. I sound like a hater. I'm going to just shut up, fool.
Yeah, this year is going to be a true
I hope we play them every year.
Of what this GM that we think is so great can do.
That's facts.
Yeah, they a question that I would poll to the chat and to you guys. So with Laramie Tunsil, he's just coming off this little recent injury or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Would y'all consider him a candidate to be shut down?
What is it, an oblique injury or a shoulder?
I think it was a shoulder. Also oblique?
Because in the game they were saying shoulder, but then afterwards they were talking about oblique.
I saw oblique. Yeah.
That's a good question. I didn't even think about that, because that's a good question. Shoot, I mean, considering the fact that we look at him as a prime contract, extension this year. I mean, this off season, I'm like, we know for sure we want to extend him, and he's been damn good. Yeah, I'll probably shut him down too. That's a good one. I ain't even think about that because like had you not had plans on re-signing him and letting him walk, all right, that's different. He can play out his company. Like for sure, he's your centerpiece for your left tackle last year. We haven't had this kind of guy since Trent Williams. Yeah, shut him down and get him ready for next year. Shut Terry down.
That was the next question that posed.
They shut none of them down because
they posed that.
In their hearts, they want to think they're going to play spoiler of some sort.
But they posed that question too. Should Terry be considered to be shut down? And I'm just like, I don't know about that. I mean, he just kind of.
I just hope in the fold there's no significant injuries. But I mean, you can't live your life, man, scared of an injury. So I mean, I get it.
If they're going to shut Terry down, they should have done that about 8 weeks ago when he was truly injured. Now he just back already.
It seems like he's hooping a little bit. Let him cook a little bit. Let's see.
Hey,
Let's
he
see
was
what
on the Hard Knocks and he was like, hit him with the bing bing. I said, oh, Terry shot sight. He's like, quarter
said, "I
dash,
feel-
bing bing.
You know,
Terry said,
I'm
"I feel
not saying,
Hey,
rejuvenated."
Terry.
I'm not saying Terry's Puka Nakua, but I get so jealous of them. But Puka
Man,
had
they
100,
cooks.
he had 180 receiving yards off 9 targets. It takes Terry 7 weeks to get 180 yards combined. Like, can we? And that's probably my biggest thing with Cliff. I just want to see it. Like, let me see a game and where Terry gets 12 targets
It doesn't happen with
but
Cliff.
like, okay, but that's why I kind of
like,
can't
why
only
not?
blame him. I can't only blame him because that's the same shit we were saying with Scott Turner. Scott Turner did the same exact thing. Eric Bieniemy did the same. That's 3 offensive coordinators that Terry's been with that he doesn't get the targets that he deserves.
Terry ain't getting no 1,000 this year.
Taylor Heineke used to get back there and throw the ball to Terry every play.
But those weren't designed. That was just Taylor Heineke saying, "Fuck it, Terry down there somewhere." And I would rather a quarterback have that mindset. But why? Why three different coordinators? And you could say 4 because I mean Kevin O'Connell's a very small sample size, but so it's like I just want to see. I'm not saying he's on the Puka level or Jettas or Jamar Chase level, but just can he be treated like such for just a couple? Let me just see him get 13 targets in the game and let me see him not know what to do with that.
But his route tree he has a simple route tree. He's gonna run a stop. He's gonna run
every route.
He's gonna run a go, and he may run a dig. He
can run the slant. He runs the drag. He can run comebacks. He can run squares. Like he run the whole tree.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has a simple
the new
route
terminology
tree.
is dig.
Dig cool.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has a simple route tree. He gets the ball.
I don't see Terry having this. Terry can play any receiver spot, and he can run any route.
Keenan Allen has a simple route tree. He made his living off him. His route running is out this world, but like he doesn't do nothing extra. And look at the targets he made a living off of getting. Like I don't know. There's no excuse for that. But I only reason why I'm blaming Cliff, but not solely, is because we've seen it with 3 different guys. Pause. I'm just gonna protect myself because I don't know if that sounded crazy or not. But yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. A lot of shit needs to change this offseason. So we'll have a lot to talk about this offseason prayerfully. As far as it goes to personnel, to coaching staff changes, or what have you.
Yeah, I mean, to your main point, this GM of ours that we like and think he's so good, this is a really big offseason for him in terms of the draft, at least, because I don't want to harp on him or hold him too accountable for his free agent acquisitions because we really weren't able to see him this year. Like, we weren't able to see a true season of Will Harris, and we weren't able to see Dietrich Wise. You weren't able
enough though. I saw enough in Will Harris. I saw enough in Debo to say that they were good signings. When they played, they affect the game. Just think about it for real. When Will Harris is on the field, shit seems to click better for this defense overall. He may not be making all of the plays and stuff like that, but the communication aspects and all of that stuff like that, he puts people in position. Mm-hmm. Shit is better with him on the field. Just in my observation.
What's what they said though is the moment he went down, they lost their communicator on defense. That's what they said as soon as he went down there.
He's played like the last 3 weeks. 3-4 weeks, right?
Yeah, he came back from the broken fibula.
And they've been better at overall since Dan Quinn took over the defense. Mm-hmm. Bro, we have to
they've been better since Dan Quinn take over.
What is the expectation?
They've been better.
They've been better since all of it out of nowhere.
Over, yes, but what has Will Harris contributed to that is what I'm trying to figure out. Like how much better communication did he have you seen?
I mean, clearly enough because Quan Martin ain't out there doing dumbass shit no more. it was a very clearing hole when Quan Martin was out there. The DeAndre Swift missed tackle. I don't got Will Harris just whiffing on that. You know what I'm saying? The Kansas City Chief one where Quan Martin missed the tackle, Marshawn Lattimore get. I don't got Revo missing that tackle. Well, I don't know. Revo.
Will Hurst just missed the fucking tackle the other day.
I mean, I'm not saying he don't miss
And
at all, but
I'm not bashing Will Hurst. No, I feel like y'all
he won't say
gassing.
nothing negative about his people.
I'm just telling y'all. I'm telling y'all that y'all gassing.
So much shit to say about everybody else. That shit
is.
Hey, Reedie, who is man?
No names. I'm not even gonna sit here and say no names, but you see how he tried to find. He
is lying.
Say, but then when it's his guys, he's fucking quiet. Quiet as a motherfucker.
Reedie is lying.
Never lying.
I'm talking about this Will Hurst shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not coming against Will Hurst in a sense. I'm just saying.
You talking about what the fuck has he done?
What is he? What has he had?
He's been on the field for 3 weeks.
He's been on the field.
How much communication did he affect?
Change that we have in our defense is what I'm saying. That's all.
All right.
Reedie's repeating some shit he heard or expected.
See, my man already said Reedie knows. I don't be capping, bro. I do not be capping, bro. Like Z always, y'all ain't peeped that shit by now, bro. When it's his guys, he don't got shit to say. He's so fucking quiet. But if it's not a his guy, he ready to go in quick.
I don't have nothing against Will Hurst at all.
Clearly you do. Clearly you ain't been watching the same bullshit games I've been watching to not notice that he has affected the team. His just being on the field, his presence has, I don't know what word I want to use, but
galvanized the team.
Not guy, I don't want to use that word.
We ain't talking about Noah Brown. Who? We ain't talking about him yet.
Was he crashed out?
I ain't even crashed out. We ain't gonna talk about Noah Brown. Y'all can have that conversation.
Look,
fuck Noah Brown.
Hey, look, this man Noah Brown, he owed me some bread. Talk about a guy that owed me some bread. I was on front line for him this summer, bro. I was like, how can I say this? Like, I was like the president of the fan club. I'm out there, Joan, like, yeah, Noah Brown.
You guys protesting Noah Brown first. Noah
Brown. My man go down with in week 2. Then the game he come back, bro. I mean, the second game he come back, he out for
he's done.
Like,
he done.
God damn, chat. Like, what, man? Jacoby Brooks, man. Come on, bro. Y'all could have, man.
And I rewatched that game to try to see when he got hurt. He didn't do shit to get hurt. So how did he get hurt?
Nah, he's scheming, bro. He collected free check, bro. Ain't no way.
He dropped the whole spiritual post after that and all that.
Mr. Glass.
That's crazy.
I heard
all they keep talking about Noah Brown runs every route. He's the best route runner on the team.
He's talented, bro. That's the thing. He's talented, but you ain't never gonna see it. So you gotta move on. Somebody said put Cliff on. Bro, he is not that. Y'all jazzing it, bro. Like,
he got hurt because it was too windy.
I warned y'all about Noah Brown as at number 3.
I will say this. You were right about Noah Brown. I give you.
You were right about Noah Brown. You were right about Michael Gallup. I swore up and down.
I forgot all about Michael Gallup.
I was about to say who?
I thought Michael Gallup was about to come in this joint and do you. I ain't gonna lie. But then at the same time, I mean,
roster spot and dipped. That's what he did.
Z did one. Z was saying Keenan Allen, but like
I was saying
Reedie was saying
Reedie was saying Keenan Allen, but besides that, technically, like what were the options at that point? I mean, Kendrick Bourne eventually came available.
It was Keenan Allen. It was you had Amari Cooper before he retired.
Yeah.
I think Hollywood Brown might have still been out there at the time.
But like, who's to say? I don't think so. The same thing doesn't happen with Amari Cooper here. Like, he comes and then he just eventually say, "No, I'm done." Retire, like, so it's kind of like we were kind of stuck, and this is to the next point.
We should have never went in the season with him as the number 3.
True, that's a good point. But that's kind of to my next. He don't even touch the field and he gets hurt. He got hurt because it was too windy outside. All them cupcakes on my screen talk about nothing.
Why are you in here then,
bro? If you don't got a real profile picture of yourself, bro, I ain't about that.
Oh yeah, the Diddler.
Oh, come on,
Clap cheeks, the Diddler. Wow.
Come on, man. We ain't entertaining that, man.
It's what he doesn't do. Anyways.
Oh yeah, John. Okay. yeah, John.
Anyways.
Okay.
Blame Mark Cooper. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Mark Cooper for that either. He said, "I'm coming to retire as a Raider and get out of here." Don't blame him one bit.
Some guy Diddy on this screen. That tells me
that's what I just said. Yeah. And his name's Clap Cheek.
Wild lover.
The Diddler.
Terrible. Heard Cliff had McBride on the bench for Ertz. I'm cool up on Cliff. What do you mean McBride? Trey McBride? Actually, that don't. Yeah.
I don't think Trey McBride. I know he probably joking, but was he? Trey McBride wasn't there when Cliff was there.
I think he was there last year.
I'm glad the Zach Ertz experiment is over too.
I hate that it had to end like that.
Don't wish the injury on him, but I'm glad that experiment is over.
I hate it happened like that, especially after I dropped that clip. I was saying, you know, why you always falling down. But in that case, but on that play, that catch, like it was no way he can react. Like that shit was simultaneous.
Man, that shit on Mariota, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, but I mean, look, you could say that right here about Stephon Diggs, but Diggs wanted to get that back. And maybe you could hold AP accountable.
Diggs ain't getting no guaranteed money though.
But the contract though was it was.
But yeah, but it again. I mean, we had the cap. We sitting on all that money now. This shit, you could have used it.
I think he learned his lesson though. I think he learned his lesson. I think he's not gonna do that again.
And
same with DQ. Like I think even though this year was painful, you know, in terms of having to sit through, but I don't have DQ making the same mistakes next year. So in terms of if we down big and Jayden, you know what I'm saying, or injuries pop up with anybody next year, he may end up doing the right thing next time. When it comes to coaching, like he may not fire the next defensive coordinator if it's not himself, but he's for sure going to be more involved once things start to get back. He don't strike me as a guy that makes the same mistake twice, essentially what I'm saying. Same with Adam Peters. Like Adam Peters realized, okay, maybe I wasn't aggressive enough with attacking certain positions, or the positions that I did attack, they end up being super banged up. I'm going to be more protective this time. So instead of me just getting one Debo Samuel, I'm going to get 2-3 different receivers now. And technically we did get Jalen Lane, but we didn't really look at him as a real threat, So I think this is a learned lesson for everybody. But to the Diggs situation, like, yeah, he could have brought in Diggs, but Diggs got paid too. He wasn't like he just took a 1 year, $1 million. New England actually paid him the bread. And yeah, so
and he's producing.
I'm with Reedie on that. Ertz take pause. Yeah, Ertz, he's good for us. I hate that he had to go out the way that he had to go out, but now that maybe opens the door for Ben Simmons. Hopefully, maybe. I mean, I'm hearing rumors that Baltimore. I think Baltimore is gonna pay both of them, but with extending Mark Andrews, maybe Isaiah likely becomes available. Highly doubt that, but maybe
could be Kyle Pitts.
Likely Pitts.
I think Atlanta gonna
be
Pitts though. After that game,
I don't know. But that's one good game in 4 years.
True.
That's
and they got a lot to worry about too, because you heard what they said today. They said they asked Raheem Morris about the quarterback position, and he said everything's on the table.
Everything's open.
Translation: Michael Penix is not going to be their quarterback next year if they're in a position to draft a quarterback.
Gave up on that man already.
I mean,
are they even going to keep Raheem? But
I don't think so. I don't think they should. I think they should.
Arthur Blank ain't exactly a patient owner.
Yeah, so So speaking of that, like Kyle Pitts could definitely come available, but I think they need to reset because they gave up on Michael Penix too early, but he already had red flags galore before you even drafted him. 24 years old, coming out.
And they traded up for him. That was nasty work.
Like what John, like 3-4 ACLs or something in college? Like
it was from his time in Indiana to Washington. He had an injury almost every single year he was a starter, which was like uber talented. Like he had the talent. He just kept the football god said, "You shall not pass."
John, is this another Bear guy? What is the same one?
No, it's a different bear guy. What is with these
Well,
Bears folks?
Yo, like I ain't gonna lie. I'm dragging next year. I ain't gonna lie. I'm
But like, here's the
dragging
crazy
next
thing.
year.
Like, in hindsight, they were smart to take Penix where they did because Kirk Cousins ended up being hot trash, like, unless it's against Tampa Bay. But then now
Yeah.
they're, but now they've been screwed because he's injured. Kirk is now owed $1 bajillion, and they'll be in rebuild, 3.0 since 28 to
The
3.
reason why they should have never traded up to go get him when you gave Kurt that deal. You should have if you was gonna draft quarterback, just draft one later. Like use to pick on something. You know what I mean?
After the first 6, who else have we seen since that class?
I mean, then if you poop, then you're gonna have a high pick the next year. You know what I mean? You trade up and then you lose assets, then you don't cash out on your gamble.
Well, here's the problem: they don't have a pick. They don't have a pick
And they
this year because
stuck
they
with
traded
Kurt.
up. Well, here's the problem: they don't have a first round pick this year because they traded up for Jameis Pierce Jr. because they double dipped on edge. That's why the Rams have a top 10 pick, with them being, I think, winners of the West right now.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Right now we're number 6 in the league going into next season with $94 million in cap space.
Add another 16 once you cut Lattimore, so make that 112. I'm not great at math, so call it 110
that
after
would
you
put
cut
us.
Lattimore.
That would put us at 3.
Yep.
Behind Tennessee and Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm. And both of those teams need help everywhere.
We getting shook tonight.
Tyler Shuck. Y'all
Yeah,
thought Tyler.
we getting shook tonight, man.
I wonder what happens with Trey Hendrickson and that
Go ahead,
situation at the end of the season.
Yeah, I ain't
Can you imagine?
Heard
Heard you.
What'd you say, Reedie?
No, I was saying, like, what happens with the Trey Hendrickson and some of these names that are going to hit the market?
I'm off him, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I thought I'm so glad nobody I was so wrong about Trey Hendrickson. I don't want to hold.
But their cap for Lattimore is 0. If they cut him, they're out of that
0.
Yeah, but I mean, it'd be different if he was like younger. He's like 32, and he missed all the years like due to a core injury. He told me for that. My Jaguars.
Is it really a core injury? Or just not wanting to play for him?
Probably. Who knows? My Jags ending the Broncos streak on Sunday. I hope so. Nobody's talking about Jacksonville, bro. They having a sneaky 10-4 year. Like, nobody's talking about them. So
Without Trav Hunter too, and Brian Thomas having a down year.
Travis Hunter shouldn't have been taken at 3. And I said, I was saying that.
Why are we talking about Travis Hunter like he's a factor or something? Like, he hasn't been proven in this league.
He was a factor in their plans.
I said, but listen though, John, I said this. I never brought it to air. I never brought it to air because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing, but like, he's a prime example of why you don't take nobody at 3, because in my opinion, you take blue chip players in the top 5 or even the first round for that matter. Top 10. I was just to go with that. He never perfected.
The blue chip players that we had are there in this draft? Is my question.
The past draft,
Piper.
24 draft, the 25 draft.
I'm talking about
this 25 draft.
This 25, 26 draft coming up.
Oh, 26 draft. We can talk about it later. We're talking about that Trav Hunter draft. Because Jaguars traded up from 5 to 2, gave up a first round pick this year. That's why Cleveland has both. Which is like, I hate how they did that.
They traded up for that Mason Graham. I mean, he hasn't been like earth shattering or something. I mean, Cleveland ain't.
He hasn't, but like when you have Myles Garrett, as your you don't have to do much when Myles Garrett is going to break the sack record,
and the rest of their defense is already good anyway. But like what I was just saying, like Hunter, like he's the prime example of why you need to pick a position and master it. Yeah. That way, if he would have mastered a receiver or mastered a cornerback position, okay, cool, man. Pick that 3 is worth it. But when you try to do this and you're not a master at either one, you're just okay. You're not worth the number 3 pick because the expectation is too high, and you didn't prove that. So I think Jacksonville whiffed on that. Hopefully, he turns out to be good, but I don't think he's going to ever be worth that number 3 overall pick.
No, it's gonna be I had him as a corner more than a receiver, just based on his body type, the production. Like, yes, he was a 1,000-yard wide receiver. He's playing at Colorado with essentially his brother. Of course, he's gonna chuck him the ball. But I saw better flashes at cornerback than I did at wide receiver. Azer, to your point, he's not an NFL wide receiver. He might be like a third down wide receiver. Like, oh, we can get him on some packages, but like use him sparingly. Use Trav Hunter on offense the way Cliff Kingsbury loves to use Ben Sinnott once every 5 games.
Oh God, he's a cornerback, man. I think he could be a damn good corner too.
Yeah.
But to Reedie's question, blue chippers this draft. Cornell Tate, huh? Arvell Reese.
Arvell Reese is an interesting product because he is a technical linebacker who is starting to play edge this season. I could see him falling a little bit. Like he might not be top 2, but I could see him still being top 5 because of the potential. Like my go-to guy right now, if we're sitting here at 8, it's David Bailey at a Texas Tech. In all honesty, like people are gonna call him because he's only 6'3" and 250 pounds small. Guess what? He still has 14 sacks in 13 games at Texas Tech, and they're in the playoff picture. I'll take that any day of the week. I'm taking that all day, every day, at 8.
Oh,
granted, yeah. Pause. Yep, that one's on me. Yep.
Yeah, that was on me. Go ahead.
Yeah. But like Cornell Tate up there, you can talk about you can talk about an Arvell Reese. Cool. Want to talk about Caleb Downs? I'll give you Jordan Tyson. I'll give you Jeremiah Love. I'll give you Mansour Delane. I'll give you. If you really want to go somewhere, you want to talk about Kenny and Sadiq, I'll give you the tight end out of Oregon. Like, there's some good pieces. People want to get all up on the Jeremiah Love train. Look, great kid. He's gonna be a first, top 15 pick. We have much more needs than a running back. Unfortunately, this defense is basula. Talking about what happened to Bane. So here's the fun thing with Bane. Where we're at, we have to go BPA because the trade back is going to be trash. Because every team that needs quarterback, not named the Rams, are already in the top 5, and they'll do some top 5 trades, and that's it. Bane, here's the problem about Bane. I have never been high on Bane just because Miami just is kind of also trash. But like Ruben Bane, to me, like he has 6'5", yes, 270, yes. 7 sacks in 12 games, 4 last season, 9 the previous season. He can run, he can do the pass rush, he can do the run defense, yes. Problem is, a lot of scouts, in terms of what I've been hearing, because I've followed a lot of the experts on Twitter and whatnot, they have day 2 grades on him, and he could be a person like Kendrell Folk, where they'll draft him and put him on the interior. Remember how homeboy went from the Eagles to the Chargers? Who was the guard that signed to the Chargers from the Eagles last season?
The guard was it
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh man.
Not Kenyon Green. I want to say it starts with Mekhi Becton. Thank you.
Yeah, Becton.
Thank you, Azure. Remember how he was drafted as a tackle? Took a while to progress, but the moment he became like a guard in Philadelphia, he became like an all-pro.
Yeah.
That's what I could see them doing with Folk or Bane. Is he might be good at edge, but because of his size, his demeanor, and the way he plays, he might be a better interior guy. That's what I'm thinking for Bane. I'm just not very high on Ruben Bane. Say what you want. I have David Bailey 3 guys above Ruben Bane. Call it what you will. Target the guy from Jacksonville. You're talking about Trayvon Walker, the former first overall pick. I could see them taking up his 5th-year option. Aside from Josh Hines-Allen. Although I would take Josh Hines-Allen, but they paid him a good bag.
So is this true? They're saying that the Super Bowl era jerseys are supposed to be permanent for 2026, and then we're gonna get a burgundy variant.
They've been talking about that for like the past year.
I heard a stamp. Well, this the Redskins alum page posted.
Mm-hmm. I've heard our jerseys. I've heard the Rams could get some new jerseys. The Falcons could get some new jerseys, or the Falcons are gonna make their throwbacks anew. Like, I don't hate it because I'm not a fan of our current white jerseys, but like, I feel like we need an in between the throwbacks and what we currently have. Like something like we've never been a team that has had flair on our jerseys. Like they're like, oh yeah, they're the jerseys, cool. All right, next.
Yeah.
Like I love tradition, but also you need to do something to put eyes on the product.
Yeah.
Call it what you will. I think we should make the helmets permanent. Period.
Like the
Jerseys,
helmet. I do like the helmet. Yeah. I think a burgundy jersey in that would be cool.
Yeah, I think I gotta see it first because the way I'm envisioning it, I'm going. I think I gotta see it first.
Yeah.
But kind of last thing because I think Juan had to hop off for a second. How are we actually feeling about Saturday's game? Because we want to play spoiler, but like if we lose, we climb back down that draft board, probably back into that 6th spot.
We need to lose. I'm on record with saying it. I said it last week. I could care less about winning.
You want a tank mode?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He dead ass too.
I'm trying to get the highest draft pick we can get because in my mind, I feel like if we move up in the draft, that just helps us in the long run. We need picks.
We need picks, but this trade back is
us winning. Us winning. What us winning? What does it do for us? Moral victories. That's what we're living on now. Oh, we were better than what we were because we got. If we say we win these 3 games, what we won 4 games now. We'll win 7. We'll be 7-10.
Yeah, we'd probably be in that 15 to or no, that 14 to 18 spot.
Oh yeah, we were middle of the pack. We weren't that bad. It was a with all of the injuries, and everything. When that's to come out of it 7-10, that's okay standing for us. Miss me.
I'm not. What? Was it? We may have lost, but we ain't lost no more. Whatever DQ said. I'm just like, fam, what are you talking about?
We ain't lost no more. What did it say? We may have lost, but we're not lost anymore.
Dan, you're like 6 weeks too late, bud.
Dan looked like he wanted to cry. He was like, "That's a winning locker room." That's like he wanted to cry, boy.
Half of them ain't clapping for you, Dan.
Dan, you were half a fucking loss away from being the fuck up out of here too. We come on Cliff. You keep this shit up, they gonna be calling for your ass to get the fuck up out of here next year.
Go ahead.
You and AP. Let AP go out and do some dumb shit again. Get his ass the fuck up out of here too. Shit, bring Reedie in as a GM. We'll have every big signing there. Our salary cap would be shit, but we'll be fucking competitive. I tell you that.
Just like the LA Rams ain't cap space just a myth, but here's a contract.
Man, I'd be operating like the Eagles. Void years in the back of contracts like a motherfucker.
What do you turn to the LA Dodgers here? Take $5 million up front, take $55 million on the back end.
Whatever it takes to win. Let Al Davis say, "Win, baby, just win."
And that's why his Raiders ain't win nothing. Raiders ain't been shit ever.
We can't talk about no teams. About winning. We ain't won shit.
Yeah, the Rams have been rebuilding since like I've been alive.
Said the who?
I ain't been
the Raiders.
Long. Oh yeah.
They was on to something when they had Gruden. If that whole shit didn't fall apart, they would have been much better.
I agree.
What, Derek Carr, John Gruden,
before Josh that shit fell apart, they would have been much better.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Gruden was still pulling the strings there. Mike Mayock wasn't doing that bad as a GM either.
No, but he couldn't draft a good prospect to save his life. He would have like one good prospect in 3 drafts.
Who's drafting all of these good prospects? Like we can only literally sit here and say like maybe 1 or 2 GMs, 3 GMs at the most.
In one draft, you took Cleveland Farrell,
The
Josh
Rams be cooking.
Jacobs, and then the safety that went to jail.
But if we're
So he-
talking
he-
about, you talking about
The safety that went to jail. What safety?
Henry Ruggs went to jail.
Henry Ruggs was a wide receiver.
Well, no, that's a receiver. Damon Arnett or whatever his name is.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So 1 and 3.
I mean,
But like
the draft is hit or miss. Like you're basing it off of talent. You're evaluating talent.
sure.
College. Sometimes, I mean, shit. Some of these guys they look really good in college. Like, I mean, you can't. It's not deniable. You just don't. You just never know how it's going to pan out. Injuries, development, things that scheme. All of that shit plays a factor, bro. It's like it's a hit or miss. You know what I'm saying?
sounds like
Like,
you're- it sounds
anybody
like you're
could
describing the
tell me who
whole-
JJ Watt was before he got the fucking NFL. I'll wait because when he was at Wisconsin, we rarely talked about him. Then he gets to the
JJ was
league
a
and
top
just
10 pick.
becomes a fucking superstar.
JJ was a top 10 pick.
But JJ Watt wasn't that to me.
He might not have been, but he proved it. You know, he looks like he can still play right now. Hell. Von Miller is the same draft class and he's still playing.
And Von Miller sneaky putting up 8 sacks, bro. 7 sacks, bro. I ain't
7
gonna
sacks.
lie.
I ain't gonna lie. If he ended up finding a way to get 10 sacks, shit, they might have to re-sign him. That's more production. That's the production we got from your man last year.
And he said he want to come
He ain't
back.
even fucking play. He played way more than fucking Von Miller.
And he said he want to come back next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think they should. That'll be perfect. Because imagine you get, let's say, one of the top.
Yeah, but
pass rushers in
that
the
got to
draft.
be off some like after the draft, after you figure shit out. Like I wouldn't bring him
Right.
back early.
But you know that you think about it, fellas. Like that's a big hole too, because Dorrance contract is up and he tore his ACL. So what if they be like, we don't know how that knee gonna react. You're not guaranteed.
Why is on like a 1-year deal? JJB should be done with his rookie contract.
Man, hold
Preston
on.
Smith is a non-factor.
This pass rusher hole is way bigger than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first I was just saying like, okay, we clearly see on like watching these games, we're not getting pressure on it. But when you actually deep dive and look at it, we have no pass rushers. None after this year.
That's why in a lot of like drafts that I do for BIB, like in our group chats, I double dip at edge rusher. Like you just gotta take some youngins.
Man.
Like, y'all got anything else? Because I'm all tapped out for this episode.
I think he just said, "Yep, all of these are mercenary contracts." You ain't wrong about that.
Nah,
not one bit.
Much.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Works for me.
Close us out, Reedie.
I'm ready.
Well, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe.
That's closing us out.
Like, share, subscribe at the Burgundy Breakdown. At the Burgundy Breakdown Wash, my bad. On YouTube, X, wherever you can find us, Instagram, whatnot. Tap into our individual channels at Reedie and Z, Ball in the Burgundy Podcast, Juan Gotti Talking Sports. We all have our individual channels. Check us out, and we will be back next Wednesday, right back here on the Burgundy Breakdown to discuss post game of the Eagles and all those other things going on.
Am I wild for saying prayerfully after a loss? Am I wild for
that?
Go ahead.
Am I wild one? Is that wild? Is that
a good point?
What I do, Asia?
That's a good point.
Hey, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Terrible.
Z can't close it out, no boy. Y'all know ZB tired before the show even stopped. Man, we need to give my man a 5-hour energy or something.
I gave him a pass. I said I'm Reedie. He could have said I'm Z. I'm Jon. I'm Juan. We could have just got him out of here.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. They see that shit rolling at the bottom of the screen.
Wayne said that shit once the whole episode.
Yeah,
We
that's 'cause
need
we was on our shit. That's why.
we
had
need the
time.
subscribers over there.
We do
Definitely.
need some subscribers,
do.
man. Go subscribe. What y'all doing, man?
I feel like the Washington, like overall, like YouTube landscape has kind of been low this year, given the situation with the team. Like it hasn't, the numbers haven't really been there this year.
It's because
I
we
agree.
losing.
It is. What
I
it
would
is.
agree.
Think about it, we were all saying because we was hot last year that our numbers was hot. That's what happens when we suck. That's what happens when we trash.
Yeah.
But
You got anything, Juan?
Nah, Asia said good to have the game back. I couldn't be more ecstatic about that too. To her point,
yeah,
I
Finally
can't
got
believe I'm
it.
sitting here like excited for John's draft coverage.
you got to get excited for it. You got to get
It's about to
excited.
be the offs, man.
He probably got fucking mocks posted
He had
all
them
across
bitches
his room.
posted across his room,
Yeah.
taped up and shit. Right
A
down
little
on
sticky,
napkins
a
and
little
shit.
sticky, scratching out mocks.
Because this,
I was talking about.
we damn, bro, we about to. It's gonna get. It got repetitive last year. Not gonna hold you, but it's about to get stupid repetitive now because at least last year we started them Jones in February maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Now we starting this Jones in December.
Ain't even Christmas yet.
And we about to be talking about the same thing for 9 months, bro. Goodness.
Gotta get ready for it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an off season.
April's gonna take a long time to get here, bro.
It is.
Dude.
And then once
Don't
April get here, we're gonna be sitting here talking about the same 5 draft picks about what they
Till
can do, what
August.
shit they do. They get out there Jones slumming, then it's like, oh my god, why did we take him? We should have took.
That's 2 weeks later. That's our guy. We've been on.
That's gonna be Reedie.
That's my man. That's my man. I told y'all.
Then we get to week 3, and I'm like, I don't bang with him. I ain't saying it.
That's Reedie.
Oh man.
Bro, y'all some shit, bro. Y'all a first round exit, bro. Watch out, bro.
Oh, now we got
everybody
Eagles
can't be a
fans.
first-round exit.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too.
Everybody
Everybody
can't
can't
be
be
a first-round
first round
exit.
exit.
But the two
The
teams.
Bears and the Eagles gonna be first round exit.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The Broncos are gonna be a first round exit. Yes. Those are my 3 teams that I'm not sold on. Yes. Yes.
I don't know how
Comes
you
out of
get
the
sold on the
South.
Broncos with the body of work they put together. This
I'm
year.
not gonna hold you. I said that. But I said that
Chiefs
before the
being
season.
out of it, anything can happen now.
Before the season, I mean before the show
Chiefs.
started, I did say that.
The Ravens might fuck around and do something.
No, Ravens might fall out because Cincinnati's out too.
Nah, they playing for the AFC North. Them and the Steelers, they gonna play probably 18. But nah, I said that before the show started too. I was like, I keep trying to discredit Denver, but that win on Sunday was massive. But
Yeah. But
Well,
Yes, you
we
were.
gone, people. With see y'all next week, same time. Holla back.
see you Saturday.
Peace out.
peace.